Yep.
Thank you everyone that logged on to Zoom tonight. Allison, do you want us to be able to see you?
My camera's not working right now, so sorry.
Okay.
I can see you guys.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Yeah, just let us know if you need anything. All right, well, we're live on YouTube. Let's get started. I am Kristen. I'm one of the ballet instructors. I use the pronoun she, her.
I'm Jackie. I'm another ballet instructor, and I use the pronoun she, her.
I'm Anita. I'm a Bharatanatyam instructor, and I use she, hers.
I'm Anjali. I'm one of the Bharatanatyam instructors, and I also use she, her.
Hi, I'm Shruti. I'm one of the Bharatanatyam instructor, and I also use she, her.
Awesome. We have a few people on Zoom today. I am curious, would you like any more like personal feedback that we can see through watching your cameras? Would you be comfortable if I was like, Sanhita, elbows up?
Yes, please. Yes. Like video off.
That too.
I don't want to call anyone out, but I just want to make the experience as meaningful as possible. All right.
Shall we get started?
Anjali. Yep.
Okay, Shruti, your host, right?
Yeah, I kind of like.
So everyone can take a spot. We're going to start with Namaskaram. We're going to start with Bharatanatyam. So as soon as I see everyone's getting into position here. Okay. So I think today I think maybe everyone here has done Namaskaram at least once. So we are just going to go ahead and get started with it. And if there are any questions, you feel free to stop us and let us know. Okay? Can everyone hear me all right? Just give me a thumbs up if you can. Cool. Okay, a lot of thumbs up. Okay, so we'll start here, hands at chest level, and I'll at least start you off with the first two hands, just to at least give you something. So again, pointer finger, middle finger with your thumb, ring finger and pinky up. Same thing on the other side, pointer, middle connected to the thumb, and your ring and your pinky finger up. Okay, so we'll start in 3. Talangu takadimi takadadekinatom takadimi takajanu 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 tam. Okay, good. So similar to every week, we'll start with nade. So everybody find a place to walk. As a reminder, nade means to walk. You'll have your hands behind your back, as we had in previous weeks. Again, fingers shouldn't be seen. When you walk, really in first speed, use the time in first speed. Second speed should be like your warm up. First speed should be where your focus is a little bit more on technique. So really focus on if you're putting the heel first and then rolling onto the toe, and then lifting the foot and placing. You want to just make sure that you lift and have a little bit of a spring in your step. And because first speed is so slow, you really get a chance to focus on that. Another thing, try to look forward as much as possible. I'm kind of half looking at the screen, but you want to try to look forward and then keep your chin up, okay? In 3. Talangu takadimi takadadeginatom takadimi takajanu 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 takadimi. Perfect. Okay, we will do that one more time. Again, find a corner in the back a little bit faster. We want to keep the technique from the first speed, but here you can feel free to You should feel a little bit of a spring in your step, and also you should be getting a little warmed up, okay? Again, alang ko takadimi takatadingi na to, takadimi takajano, 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 takadimi. Good. Okay. So now that we've done that,
I give one piece of feedback since Kristen brought it up. So one thing, Susie, is you have the form correct. Like you're picking up your leg and kind of placing it as you should. But I would just say when you pick up your leg, just pick it up a little bit higher. So if you want to just quickly demonstrate, Anjali, since you're pinned, and then I can. So if you notice when Anjali, if you just want to walk for a second, do you see how she's kind of bringing it up? Like that? Do you want to just pick it up? Yeah. And so Susie, if you want to just do it quickly again and kind of move around just as you would walk. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Exactly. So you have the right rolling with the leg. It's just pick it up more. Perfect. Good job.
yeah, that was a good. Thanks for putting that in there, Anita. Other thing is, I don't know, Anita, you might have seen this, but just as a reminder for anybody, you want to just make sure that when you can be seen sideways in the screen or wherever's the front, but your elbows aren't too back or too forward. They're kind of just center. So they're just straight in line with your body. It's just really easy to kind of have like chicken arms is what I call it. And you don't want to look like a chicken. So that's just another tip. I cannot see anybody specifically, but if anybody feels like when they get to the faster speeds, naturally their body starts to pick up in that fashion, just be mindful of it. Okay, so we are going to start with Tataravu in a minute here. Just as a quick review. So in previous weeks, we're not going to go over it today. But if you want to practice at home, again, some homework to start building is this is Samam, which is when your feet are together. Aramandi is when you're sitting, okay? And Muramandi is when you're all the way down. So it's a review from previous weeks. We've gone through exercises that go through all of the three, but we're not going to do that today. What we will go through today, which we did in previous weeks, is Natya Rambam position, which is basically when your arms are in a line and straight. So today, when we're doing Tattaravu, Tatta means to stand, it is optional to keep your arms here. So as a review of what Natya Ramba position is, I'll come to the screen to be a little bit closer. You can see at least one arm. So again, you want to make sure that you can practice by everyone put your hands down. Okay, let's roll the shoulders back a couple times and set. I think Anita used that term and I really liked it. It was to set down and then to raise your arms up. Okay, so while doing that, roll your shoulders back, set, and you raise your arms up. That level of the shoulder shouldn't change. You want to have a slight curve, so you don't want the elbow to drop, but you also don't want to be like caveman over here. So you want to have, if it helps right now to keep your arms straight, we would rather have your arm, I think Anita or Shruti mentioned this last week, we'd rather have your arms be straight than your shoulders or your elbow come up, which this is no. Okay. So again, if you want to start practicing and pushing yourself to do it in the proper form, you're going to have a nice curve at the elbow here, and the hand is not completely flat, if you can see. It's not curved, there's no tension like a claw, but it's also not, there is also, it is flat, but because of the natural curve of the elbow, the fingertips just kind of slightly come up. And that happens because there's a tension, and imagine two strings pulling you at both ends. So standing again, I think we only showed this last week at the end when there was a question, but standing, so everyone roll your shoulders a few times, set, and bring your arms up. And then again, there should be a string at both ends pulling you in both directions to give you that nice curve of the hand. Anita, you're watching. Any other tips that you can see from there?
No, I would just say if you choose to practice this as you're dancing, the tendency is to drop it. So just always remember to just hold it up if you want to, when we start dancing. So.
And again, this is called Natya Ramba position. It is optional to try if you want to incorporate it now itself. It is one of those things that kind of comes with practice. There's a weird feeling because again, there's like a curvature of the arms, but your shoulders are down and there's a tendency to want to do this when dancing. So it definitely just does take practice, but the biggest reminder would probably just be to keep telling yourself shoulders down, elbows up. For me, that really, really helped. So we're gonna start though, the next chapter, we're gonna start with Tataravu, which is our stamping Aravu, the first one in the series. Anita, you wanna take it away from here in terms of explaining?
Yeah, sure. So we're gonna be doing a quick review, like we did last time. So going through 1 to 4 and 2 speeds, and then we'll learn 5 and 6. So just a quick review, Anjali, if you want to go through what each of them are. So 1 is just te ha te, and you just stamp once on each foot. 2 is te ha te, but now you stamp twice on one foot and twice on the other. 3 is you stamp 3 times, so te ha ta. And the 4th one is just te ha te ha te ha te. So very straightforward, just increasing the number of stamps on one foot. Before we begin, just any questions, or if you say nothing, I'll assume no. So.
And then
looks like Ipsita has a question.
Yeah, I feel like my knee is coming up when I'm doing the stamping.
Okay.
Is that normal?
So can you maybe elaborate on that? Like, can I see how you do it for a second?
Yeah, I'll just do it.
Okay, sure. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think what you're doing is it's kind of like, think of your knee as sort of like a hinge almost. So if you kind of see how Anjali, she's just picking up her foot. I think what you may be doing is, yeah, exactly like that. I think what you were doing before is maybe picking up all like that upper part as well and stamping, and that's why your knee was also moving. Does that seem to make sense? I think you're doing it now. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Anything else?
yeah, that was a good question. In terms of if anybody couldn't, I guess people were pinned on my screen and couldn't see Ipsita's screen. Basically, she was, I think like the question is a person could do something like this, which is basically this from where like the hinge of your hip is to your knee on both sides, that kind of stays the same and only the lower half of the leg just folds in. You don't pick up this half of your leg, if that makes sense. So that was just kind of a recap of what the question was. We can probably start.
Yes. All right. So I'm going to say talang ko taka timi takita dinginatom, which is a cue for you to sit in Aramandi. And then we'll get started. So talang ko taka dika takita dinginatom tei ha tei ha tei ha tei ha tei. Second speed. Tei ha tei ha tei ha tei ha tei. Now second. Tei ha tei ha tei ha tei ha tei. Faster. Tei ha tei ha tei ha tei ha tei. Again. Tei ha tei ha tei ha tei ha tei. Third. Tei ha ta. Kitta taka tei ha ta. Kitta taka tei ha ta. Kitta taka tei ha ta. Next, speed. Te ha ta. Gitta taka te ha ta. Gitta taka te ha ta. Gitta taka te ha. Fourth step. Te ha te ha te ha te. Te ha te ha te ha te. Te ha te ha te ha te. Te ha te ha. Next, speed. Te ha te ha te ha te. 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 Yay! Good job, guys. So I know that was a lot, but it's just good to keep practicing that to build up your form. One comment that I do have too, because I noticed it. Susie, do you mind sitting in Aramundi for 1 second? I would say your feet, you can bring those a little bit closer together. So not as close as ballet. It's hard for me to see, maybe a little bit. Yeah, perfect. Yes. Okay, great. I think that width, I think you were tending to move it a little bit wider. Bring it in closer than that. So a little bit closer, a little bit closer. Not that close though. So you should have a little gap. Yeah. Do you see that? And kind of sit down. So I think at first, if you have a tendency to sit wider, that's okay too. I think sitting a little bit wider helps with going down, but like over time, you can also practice on bringing that in. But just wanted to point that out. So cool. Thank you. Any questions at all?
I have a quick question.
Mhm.
What, just kind of piggybacking off of that comment for Susie, what is sort of a good rule of thumb of like how far apart your heels should be? Like, is it like a fist width? Is it about a couple inches? Like, what's a good kind of measurement?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to take this one, Anjali. How do you really determine that?
Jackie, what I found really helpful in ballet was like we kind of clapped and we determined like a comfortable position. I don't know if there's anything equivalent to that. Usually when I sit, I guess, so your feet are together in summum. I guess when I sit, it's really just about 1.5 inches apart. There is like if your heels touch, what's not comfortable is you're usually not able to spread your knees out and sit all the way. So just about 1/2 inch just gives you a little bit more. But I would veer to the side of being closer together than further apart. I think it's easier to practice sitting with your heels closer together because it increases the flexibility of how much your hips can turn out. I feel like the further and further you get apart, it's harder to bring it back. So I guess I don't really have a good answer for a rule of thumb exactly, but if you're leaning towards one side or the other, lean more towards the side of keeping the feet a little bit closer together and really getting the knees turned out because it'll help you with your flexibility. And then again, it should just be at a comfortable place. Does that answer a little bit more?
Yeah, thank you.
Anjali, if you want to sit down as you usually would, just for a second, and even if you just move your feet a little bit apart, if that would help just a little bit. Yeah, do you see, like, I feel like there's a discernible, like you can see like 1.5 inches, you don't really notice the distance, but I think when you start to spread it out too, it's easier. Does that make sense as well? Maybe? Okay.
So these are the heels together. It should be about here. It's just like, you just shouldn't feel them touching. Maybe use that as a rule of thumb. Okay. Should we move on to 5th and 6th?
Yep.
Okay. So, sure that you can pin yourself. Okay. So 5th and 6th is new. You haven't done it yet. So basically what it is it's the same as what we're doing kind of for 4. So it's going to be 5 on one side and 6 on the others, and 5 on one side, 5 on one side, and for the 6th, you'll do 6 on each side. So Shruti is going into Aramundi, same. So 5 will be Teya, Teya, Te, Te, Dum, which is 1, 2, 3. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5. So you can think of it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3, 4, 5 is a little bit closer together, and 1 and 2 is just a stylistic. That's how the aravu is said, but essentially you are stamping 5 times on one foot and 5 times on the other foot. Let's try it once slowly, and I'll be saying it. I won't be saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll be saying they dum. And watch Shruti, and I think you'll catch on to this one. Okay, so in a 3, dalangu takadimi takatadinginatom te ya tam te ya tam. Again, te ya tam te ya tam. Okay, we are going to try that one more time. For those who have their arms up, just a general thing, again, make sure that the elbows don't drop. But shoulders looking good, which is an important thing. But just make sure that when you're keeping those shoulders down that you don't want those elbows drop and you get that nice curve. Okay, we will do that one more time, a little bit faster. Okay. Dalangu takadimi takatadinginatom teya te tam teya te tam teya te tam teya te tam. Okay, good. Let us do that. Anita, do you have any corrections there?
No, I have nothing. Just a reminder to make sure to keep picking up your legs as you're striking too, like that hinge that Anjali said. I know it's hard. We're doing so many that it can be tiring to lift it up, especially now, but just a reminder.
Yeah. Let us, because of time, let's move on to 6th. And again, next week we'll incorporate 5th and 6th and make it into a string. Because 5th isn't that complicated, let's move on to 6th, then we'll come back again next week, okay? So 6 is going to be, I'm watching Shruti, it's going to be, you're going to do 3, and you're going to leave a little bit of a gap, and then do 3 more, and that's all in the same foot. And then on the left foot, you're going to do 3, you're going to leave a gap, and then do 3 more. So I'll just say 1, 2, 3. So what that's going to look like is 1, 2, 3, pause, 4, 5, 6. Another foot, 1, 2, 3, pause, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, for some reason counting in numbers was difficult. Counting to 6 was tough. So we are going to do, what it's going to be for 6 is they, tam. You're going to hear kitataka, which is your pause. And then again, they, tam. Then again, on the left foot, they, tam, kitataka, they, tam. Okay, let's try that slowly in first speed. Okay, everyone can go into Aramandi when I say. So, dalangu takadimi takatadinginatom te tam kitataka te tam. Left te tam kitataka te tam. Again, te tam kitataka te tam te tam kitataka te tam. Okay, that looks good. Everybody just a reminder mentally, tell yourself to sit and knees out. We'll do that one more time, a little bit faster. Take a breather. Okay. Dalangu takadimi takatadinginatom te tam kitataka te tam te tam kitataka te tam. Again, te tam kitataka te tam te tam kitataka te tam. Again, te tam kitataka te tam. One more time. Te tam kitataka te thumb. Okay, when you guys least expect it, we just add one more. You guys are all, you're comfortable, you're in it, you just look so happy, I couldn't resist. So, okay, so that was the sixth. So far you've learned six, and this is tattarabu. Again, tatta means to stamp. So next week, now that you know all six, and for whoever's watching on YouTube or reviewing these videos, through the classes so far, we've done six. We'll be stringing them together as of next week. Anita, anything else?
No.
Shruti, anything from you? We only have a couple minutes left, so I think
we're good.
yeah. Do we want to then skip to Namaskaram?
Yeah, we'll do that. Next time, how about we do hand gestures then?
Yeah. So again, recap for today. We started with Namaskaram. We did Nade, which is walking, and then we did Natyaramba position, which was keeping our arms up like this and getting that natural curve and starting to incorporate that. And then we did Tattarabu. And now you know 1 through 6. And we only have a couple minutes left, so we'll do Namaskaram. And next week, last week we went over head gestures, and next week we'll incorporate that one more time, and then we are going to start moving on to hand gestures. So things to look forward to. Okay, we're going to do Namaskaram again. So what we did at the beginning of class, you're going to start with your hands here, and we'll just go for it again since we did it at the beginning of class. So I'll let everybody take a minute to get settled. Talangu takadimi takatadinginatom takadimi takajanu 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 tam. Good. Okay. Great class, everybody. For Bharatanatyam. Let's switch to ballet. Do we have any last questions, or think about it and we'll stop again in 30 minutes?
So my daughter Hazel is sitting eating her dinner, and she did what she could of Namaskaram from sitting down there.
Good.
Like she did it with her arms. It was awesome.
Good job, Hazel.
All right. So time for ballet. Sorry, I think I cut someone off. Was there a... Okay, just checking. Time for ballet. So we highly recommend putting on some socks or ballet slippers. Ballet slippers are those little like leather ones that you see used in ballet classes. That way your foot can slide along the floor the way it ought to. I've never said this before, but I like having a glass of water next to me during this class because I get a little thirsty sometimes while I'm doing it. So you can go ahead and take a drink of water as you need it if you have it next to you. So we've been noticing that we have a fair amount of people who have been watching the YouTubes later, which is awesome. So we're assuming that people are starting with like the first YouTube episode and continuing on. So we're going to pick up the pace a little bit for ballet today, start combining a few of the typical bar exercises. But please, 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 if you're with us live on YouTube or on Zoom today, stop us and ask us questions whenever you have them, because we want this to be a comfortable class to jump into, and also a class that people can like build their ballet practice from. So we're trying to get a balance of that, and we would love anyone's feedback for how to make this class better for you at any time. So as always, we'll start today with demi-pliés and grand pliés. Every ballet class starts with that. Do you want to give us an exercise for these, Jackie?
Sure. I think we'll just kind of go with a pretty standard one. If you have been with us for a few weeks and you know the port-à-bras, the carriage of the arms for this, feel free to add it in. I will just be doing it in second position, or you can put your hands on your hips if that's more comfortable too. So we're just going to do demi-plie 1, 2, up 3, 4, demi-plie 5, 6, up 7, 8, and then we're going to do ground plie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll do that twice, and then we'll take a break and we'll tendu, and we'll do it in second position. Quick reminder for grand pliés in first position, your heels do come off the floor. They're not forced, it's just as they naturally need to. And in second position, they do not come off the floor. You just go a little bit lower. You go kind of as low as you can without losing your alignment. So we will begin. If you're a little lost, just follow along and feel free to ask questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Demi 1, 2, up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Grand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again. Demi 1, 2, up 3, 4, 5, 6, up 7, 8. Grand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tendu second. 5, 6, 7, 8. Demi 1, 2, up 3, 4, 5, 6, up 7, 8. Ground 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Demi 1, 2, up 3, 4, 5, 6, up 7, 8. Ground 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tendu back to first. And breathe.
Awesome. This is the spur of the moment decision. I saw Susie kind of doing the port-de-bras that we typically do with pliés. Should we add that in today?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. So again, if this is all brand new to you, please don't worry about the port-de-bras for now. You can just hold your arms in second or on your hips. Otherwise, this is a really standard carriage of the arms that's done typically for pliés. Let's do it without the oh my gosh, like the extension. What's that called?
Allongé.
Yeah, oh yes, of course. Let's do it without that. That'll be like another element that we could add another day.
Great. So to do the demi-plie, you're going to start with your arms in second. Then you bring them down to preparatory for the first demi-plie. And then for the second demi-plie, you bring them out to first and out to second. And then for the grand plie, you just bring them all the way down to preparatory, through first, out to second.
Do we break that down even a little bit slower? So on the first like bend in the plie, the arms go down. And then as you rise up, they go, oh my God, I'm not doing it. So for some reason, I can't figure it out.
First plie, down, up, they stay.
That's right. They stay right there. And then once you reach the bottom of the plie again, they come up to first. And then they come out to second as you go together. And then for a grand plie, they slowly make their way down the entire time you're doing a grand plie. And then you bring them up to first. You hit first position with the arm at the same time as you're in a demi-plie. So your heels are back on the floor when your arms are in first position. And then as you come up the rest of the way, they come out. Yeah. Any questions on the new arms that we just added? Awesome. Should we do it with our pliés? Should we take it super slow?
Sure. We'll just do that same exercise, but adding our arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Demi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Grand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again. Demi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, grand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do second. We'll do second position, 5, 6, 7, 8. Demi, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, grand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tandu to first and breathe.
That looked so, so great. Have you all had ballet experience before? Nod your head like yes or no, because you all definitely look like you have had. That looks really awesome. All right, now we are going to put together Batma Tandu San with Batma Tandu Jate and Batma Tandu Pike. So they're all similar exercises. They can be done individually in a typical bar session, or you can group them as we're going to today. And this is a very typical grouping of these three exercises because they're quite similar.
Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to start with a slow tandu, where we're focusing on that showing of the gem on the instep of your foot and rotating and slowly peeling that foot off the floor. So we're going to do out 1, 2, 3, 4, in 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to do that again. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, in 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're going to go to dégagé. So then we're going to do those faster. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to go to piqué. So we're going to go out to dégagé 1, hold 2, prick 3, hold 4, prick 5, hold 6, prick 7, close 8. So you prick on the odd count. And again, the piqué, we didn't go over it last week. We went over it the week before. So just a reminder, it's very staccato, and it means piqué means to prick. So you're just quickly pricking your foot off the floor. So again, that combination, we'll do it en croix, front, side, back, side. So I'll go through it a few more times just so everyone knows. So we go out for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, in 5, 6, 7, 8, out 1, 2, 3, 4, in 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we do fast dégagés, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we'll do piqué, 1, 2, prick 3, 4, prick 5, 6, prick 7, close 8. I'll go through it one more time and then we'll do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, in 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, in 5, 6, 7, 8. Fast dégagés, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, hold 2, prick 3, hold 4, prick 5, hold 6, prick 7, close 8. It's okay if you get lost, just keep on dancing and ask your questions when we're done.
Unless you have a question now before we get started.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Jackie?
I was just going to say, I'm going to do it with my arms in second. You can also do it with your hands on your hips if that's more comfortable. And then kind of just in case you didn't have enough things to think about, it's really common, and you'll even see me start to droop my elbows while I'm doing it. So just kind of a reminder to keep your elbows above your wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tandu, 1, 2, 3, 4, in 5, 6, 7, 8. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, in 5, 6. Fast dégagés. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, PKs, 1, hold 2, prick 3, hold 4, prick 5, hold 6, prick 7, close 8, side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, dégagés, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, PK, 1, hold 2, prick 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, close 8, back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, dégagé, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, PKs, 1, 2, prick 3, 4, prick 5, 6, prick 7, close 8, side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, dégagé, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, PK, 1, 2, prick 3, 4, prick 5, 6, prick 7, close 8. Let's take a quick breather, and then we'll do left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, inside. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, prick 3, 4, prick 5, 6, prick 7, close 8, side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, prick 3, 4, prick 5, 6, prick 7, close 8, back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, dégagé, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, prick 3, 4, prick 5, 6, prick 7, close 8, side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, prick 3, 4, prick 5, 6, prick 7, close 8, and breathe.
Whew, that felt awesome, I thought. So some things that typically are challenging with tendus, especially when we start doing battement tendu jetés a little bit faster, is that knee bending as you bring it in. Do you want to demonstrate what I mean by that, Jackie? Jackie's like, oh, my technique is so good. I don't know how. I'm just kidding. Jackie's really good though. I especially see it when we go to the side. So as that, yeah. See how her knee bent there a little bit? So it's really, really important, no matter how hard it is, to pull up that knee and keep it straight as you return your leg to that first position. So I'm wondering if we want to practice that a little bit one more time with some dégagés. Yeah, maybe we just do like 2 dégagés, front side, back side, and really practice keeping that leg straight. How does that sound?
Yeah, I think that's really good. We'll just do 1, 2, 3. We can do 4,
Yeah,
5,
sure.
6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back, side, and then we'll do left. Did that make sense to everyone?
Yeah. So essentially what we
Okay.
did earlier, just really thinking about lengthening through the knee, through the ankle, through the toe, really specifically as your leg comes in. And another thought I had, something that I'm enjoying, I'm using my husband's work laptop to do this on, and I have it plugged into my television. And on my television, I have gallery view set up. So that benefits me because I can see everyone in the class. But I also realized while I was dancing here that it's nice because I can see myself too. So since we're not in studios right now where we have the ability to see ourselves in mirrors, it's really hard to get that like visual feedback. But if that's something that's interesting to you, you can click like gallery view on your screen, and then you have the ability to see Jackie a little bit smaller, but then you can also see yourself, if that's something that's helpful.
Okay, let's begin. Again, we'll just keep our arms in second, or you can put them on your hips, whichever you're more comfortable with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe.
Woo, that looked like 1,000,000 times better to everyone that I can see. That's awesome. That was a really exciting progression there for everyone. All right, so oftentimes, then we follow with demi-rond de jambes, which we quickly introduced last week. Should we do demis again, Jackie?
Yeah, that works for me.
Sounds good. We'll do demi-rond de jambes. You want to explain it?
Yeah, so rond de jambe means circle of the leg. Jambe means leg. So then we're just going to you basically do a tendu out to the front, and then you carry it around to the side. And then a demi-rond de jambe, you don't go all the way around, so you bring it in to first. Then you go out to the side, and you bring it around to the back and into first. And this way is en dehors, which is like clockwise. And then you can do it en dedans, which is counterclockwise. So you start in the back, bring it to this side, bring it into first. Then you bring it to side, to front, into first. Those are demi-rond de jambes. The fun, tricky part is when you're going to the side, from the front to the side, you don't want to go past where your rotation is. So again, like if you're standing in your first position, you bring your leg straight out, that's your side. So it's not directly to the side. So when you're going front to side, you stop there. So you're not going all the way side. Bring it in, and then you go side. Now the fun part about going back is your hips have to flip a little bit. So I think about keeping my hips like they have car headlights on them, and I have to keep the car headlights facing forward. Your hips are going to move a little bit. That's okay. It's natural, but you try to think about pushing them forward as you bring that leg to the back. Then from the back, it's even more fun to come to the side. And so again, you just think about rotating your hip and that leg around, and you think about showing that jewel off, and that jewel on your foot is leading the circle to the side. And so again, you're coming past, like horizontal, you come to your side, into first, side, to front. So let's do that on the left side. So again, you're doing en dedans, demi-rond de jambe, or en dehors, sorry, en dehors, demi-rond de jambe, front to side, into first, side, to back, keep those hips forward, into first, then ande dan, Randajam, back to side, rotating your foot as much as you can, into first, side to front, into first. So I think what we'll do is we'll just do 2 demi randajams ande or, and then we'll do 2 demi randajams ande dan. Any questions?
The terms anda or and anda dan always way confused me when I was growing up. And they're typically they're described as like one is going outside and one is going inside. So anda or is like outside and anda dan is inside, if that helps at all. They're terms that are also used in ballet for like pirouettes, which is when you like spin. So they're important terms in ballet, but I know I personally always found them quite confusing. But that's okay.
Yeah.
You can follow along with Jackie.
Yeah, so I just think or is clockwise, dan is counterclockwise, which there's
Only
no
if you're
like,
doing the right foot though. As soon as you switch the left
That's true.
foot,
That's
it's the
very
opposite.
true. Okay. I'm confusing everyone, I'm sorry. Okay, so let's do that combination. I'm actually gonna do it with my hands on my hips, just so that helps me kind of keep my hips as stable as possible. They are gonna move a little bit, but that helps me focus on it. Feel free to do it with your arms in second too. That's another great option. So again, we're doing demi randajam ande or twice, and then demi randajam ande dan twice. I hope my arm is making sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, carry side 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, side 1, 2, carry back 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, front 1, 2, carry side 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, side 1, 2, carry back 3, 4, and 5, 6, ande dan, back 1, 2, carry side 3, 4, and 5, 6, hold 7, 8, side 1, 2, carry front 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, back 1, 2, carry side 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, left side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ande dan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and breathe.
Ooh, awesome. So I'll try to remember to say this tip before we're doing any tendus next week. But when we're doing, so often in ballet, we think about the body like spiraling. The goal is to have like a very, very straight torso, a very, very straight body. But then within that, there's like a constant spiral. And a place where we can really see the spiral is one in the leg, like Jackie is motioning right now, is we're always spiraling that leg to the outside from the hip. Then another place is when we take a tendu to the back, it's just this like constant, like, I think like push and pull of different principles, because it's like your foot has to be back far enough, but you can't let the hips go. You got to keep the hips forward. You got to keep your shoulders forward. Your head stays forward. So I almost think about like, let's say my right foot is the one that's working. If that one's back, I think about pulling my left shoulder to that back foot, therefore kind of like creating that spiral effect. Does that make sense at all? And I'm sure there's lots of other places where this like spiral idea applies. But at least especially for my body, I really need to think about it when I take my foot to the back. I think partly because it's a challenging thing for me. It takes maybe a bit more flexibility and strength than I have at the moment. But I can be working on gaining that flexibility and strength by really thinking about that spiral, like my shoulder, my opposite shoulder connecting with my right toe. So if that's helpful, and we'll try to give you a reminder next week before we start. So we're close to the end of our class. So let's do our reverence today.
Okay, so if you've been with us past few weeks, hopefully this is starting to get a little bit more routine. So we're going to start on our left foot, turned out. Right foot is basically in a tendu, but it's bent. Knees are touching. And then you step out, bring your arms to second, bring your left foot behind you, curtsy, step out, bring your right foot behind you, curtsy. Then we'll do the bow. So you bring your legs parallel, you step out, bring your arm up, dig this foot, bow, step out, keep your arm to the side, dig this foot, bow. Yay, and we clap.
Oh, awesome. Any questions before we close today? I feel like I'm on a high. That felt like a really fun class. I enjoyed all of it a whole lot.
Yeah, I liked the combinations. It's good.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel sore.
Yeah, me too. I don't know. I was just kind of like falling, but then I was like,
I feel like bendier,
up.
like loose and stretched out. All right, so we want to plug the other SAATH programs, the other wonderful programs. So on Thursdays, we have the choreography class at 7 o'clock. On Saturdays, we have the aerobic exercise, Bollywood exercise at, you're saying 10 o'clock, Shruti? Is that what you were holding up? 9 o'clock.
9. It's 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. And then we have Darshan's yoga class on Sundays at 10.
10.
My husband and I just did the yoga class, and it was really great. It felt really good. And then, oh, were you going to talk about?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Anjali is teaching tomorrow.
Yes.
Come join. There's actually a little bit of some classical stuff in there.
Yeah.
So kind of, I mean, I don't know if it's exactly what you guys have learned, but definitely you guys would be like, I know this. So definitely come and check that part out. You'll kind of see how it's incorporated into other stuff too. And then I think also for Saturday, it's usually 10. I think this week is canceled. So
this week on Saturday, the bracket for Great Indian Dance Off. So registration for Great Indian Dance Off is closed. Gaido is closed. So I believe the brackets are being announced Saturday morning. Who is battling who? So that'll be really good, fun, and so it's definitely an event. Even if you aren't participating in, it's really fun to watch. So check out social media for more information on that.
Quick question, is anybody here participating? Or you don't have to tell us because then it can be a surprise. Okay, no worries. Watch, we're all competing against each other. We're all like, I don't want to talk about it.
Watch us all
Yeah.
be each other. Watch
Yeah.
us each other first round.
Yeah.
Nice.
Was there anything else? So Jackie said, yeah, it starts this weekend. Yes.
Yep. And then if you are able to and want to, we'd love it if you could donate to SAATH, SAATHmn.org/donate. We would really appreciate it.
Awesome. I think we're ready to close then. Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Hazel, they're waiting. You wanna wait? Oh, they're done waiting.
Bye, Hazel.
They're waiting again, Hazel.
Hi, Hazel.
Bye. Bye.
She needs to blow her nose.